What's going on, guys? We've got a live YouTube session coming right up. Gotta get prepared here. Get the charts up. Gonna share this out with a few different team members. Get this out so everyone has an opportunity to get in here. Let me do that now. SPY making new lows. We're going to go over a few things here in a minute. As soon as I share this out with everyone. Get this in Benzinga. Some trader talk live. Let's get into our chats. Get into the right channel. There we go. Hope you don't mind me tagging you. All right, guys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, everyone, let's go over some charts. Let's go over what's moving right now. What's moving? What's cooking? Let's see. We've got our gap up scanner here. Gap up from open. We've got Pally moving. We got this one over here. Pally. Let's take a look at it. You can hear it all over my scans. Let me pull up the chat too, so you guys, we can all get together and chat. Let's see. So I'll be in the chat here on YouTube as well, guys. I'll be taking requests on what stocks to look at, things like that. We're going to go over some levels, go over some indicators, go over what I'm seeing, what you're seeing, what we're all seeing. We'll come together and we'll get it figured out. I've got a coffee with me if you guys want to grab a beverage. I don't blame you one bit. All right. There we go. I'm in the chats. All right. I'm in the chats. So if you guys, want me to go over a ticker, want me to go over one of these charts, we can do that. But let's pull up Pally, P-A-L-I. Let's see what's going on here. This thing is moving. Let's turn off these indicators for now. Turn off the indicators. Let's just keep a clean chart and see what the heck is going on here. On P-A-L-I, what's going on? This one is really moving, isn't it? So we've got resistance levels above at 197, $2 mental, right? Mental level. 202 above that, and 209. We've got a cluster of resistance up here. If we start to move up to these highs, I would assume that we're going to see a lot of choppy price action. So this would be a cluster of resistance, right? Right up there. So if we're going to see something like that, I would be careful, because that is, I think, where we're going to see a lot of resistance. But this is a cheapo, and you know these cheapos got, they have a mind of their own, so it could just blow right through this. It wouldn't surprise any of us. But for me, trading, trying to mitigate risk, probability, increase that probability rate, that cluster of resistance would be, for me, a red flag and something I'd want to be careful of. So we've got, let's see, volume-wise, if I hover over these candles, take a look at the volume at the top up here. It's kind of going all jittery on me. 135, 198. So each candle showing us 60,000 shares on the first volume pop, 1 minute. This is a 1 minute chart, everyone. So we're looking at a 1 minute chart here on PALI. So 1 minute chart on PALI. PALI, we can see that it closed over this red line, red level. We had a weekly level down here and a daily level and a smaller time frame level. We've got this 80-cent level right here. Closed above, held the level. Looks really clean. Nice flag formation here and broke out, right? Nice move. We had resistance at 130, and we hit that resistance way up here. So if we hop on over to Benzinga, and we go, let's see Pally. And I'm sure it's been mentioned plenty of times. So just click Pally, and we can see how many times it's been mentioned throughout the day, which is really cool. It's really helpful. But we can see way up here in this little purple blocks of writing, you can see Pally was being explained this morning. Now I shared a chart on it as well, but you're not going to see it in here. I did not put the ticker with it. But low volume, test high of day. Well, that was what, yesterday. So I'm not sure where the first alerts were in this morning. Looks like Crush mentioned it really early, which is awesome. If that was today. Rag mentioned it early as well. Edward always mentioning them early. So we had a lot of movement on Pally, right? We've had a lot of call outs here in the chats. We've had a lot of movement. That's in Benzinga. Of course, in our Discord, same thing. We just go up here, type in Pally, hit enter, and see what we've got going on here. So we can see that Pally, we have a number of alerts this morning, which is really cool. So we were all on top of Pally, right? We all knew that this one was moving. We knew what was happening. We knew that this was the one to watch. The only reservations I had, the only problems that I had with this one, right? The things that I was really concerned with was the price. I think that a lot of us, day traders, we have a kind of an area of where we want to possibly trade these. And if it's in that price range, we'll trade them, and if not, then sometimes we'll just leave them alone. For me, that threshold is $1. So anything under $1, I don't really care for myself. So this line and level 80 cents that it did hold, that's great. I love to see it, but it wasn't really what I was looking for myself. So I was looking for something a little bit more fluent, I guess. Let me move this over to another screen. Let me move the chat over too, in case anyone's trying to get at me and Benzinga as well. So I'll move this over here. So right now ICCT is just hitting the scanners like crazy. Let's pull that one up. ICCT right here. So this one mentioned this morning is a risk it for the biscuit. It was starting to move in the right direction. We mentioned that 670 was the key level it needed to close over and hold. Mentioned that it was a risk it for the biscuit, and the reason for it is this: if you measure this gap right here, from line to line, that's 12%. That's 85 cents, almost $1 per share. So if you can get in the 670 and sell up here at the 757 area, which is our target, that's it's a nice risk it for the biscuit. I mean, you're risking maybe 10, 20, 30 cents on a possible pullback and a loss for $1 move. So when you have these levels marked out before this happens, it really gives you a good indication of where you should be looking for pressure, where you should be looking for possible entries as well. So it helped mitigate risk. So close above the level for confirmation is bullish, close back below is bearish. Technically speaking, this really never closed back under that level once it closed above. It looked like it was about to on this candle because it opened down here. Now, anything that opens below the level, I consider a close below as well. So if I was in the position and looking for a close to bail, this open below, I'd probably bail right there. But for me, trading the confirmation strategy, oftentimes I'll get right back in on this next candle as it closed above, then held the level and continued up and hit its target. And this is just on a 1 minute chart. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 candles. Really, it's really not much, right? So 11 candles, we hit our target above. It continued from there. We can see it made a little pop from there up to 810. And if we were trading our strategy, we know, if you're a day trader, you know that half and whole dollar will hold weight as support and resistance, and more so resistance. So in this case, $8 would be right about here. So at $8, that's the level that we're looking at. And as you can see, it didn't close over 8. And we're looking for the candle to close over these levels to give us confirmation. And we can see that this one just did not do that. So let's scroll on over to the right. So it needs to hold this level, close back below, but we know now that it hit 8, it needs to close over $8. Now over here, it's very interesting. This was a nasty move, right? This ended up in a major red right here. So you see that pink candle, which is a major red. We got the short watch alert. That's fine. But what's more important is that we did close over $8 on this candle. So a lot of traders would say, this isn't really confirmation. This really didn't work out. This isn't a good confirmation because it had a false breakout and then it just knifed down on me. But, you know, technically speaking, this did work out, because what this is right here is it closed over the key level of $8, which if I put my cursor, I'll just right there, that's $8. Closed above 8 and hit the target 850, which if I put it right there, the very next candle. So if anyone took this trade at the close of this candle, selling into the 850 level would be a smart move, because you're looking at roughly 30-40 cents per share on that move immediately within seconds after your trade. So that's really fast. And, you know, again, this isn't a very high quality type of setup, and the reason for it is because this is going to be an $8 whole dollar test. So half and whole, half and whole, half and whole. So drill that into your brain. But half and whole dollar means that this right here is not a plus, because it's not a major key level that we have drawn out on our chart. This is half and whole, half and whole. These are mental levels. So they hold less weight, but still the idea remains the same. Has to close over 8 and hold that level. As soon as it closes under, that's bearish. That's where we exit. We can see that over here, we then closed back over $8. This candle here was a close of $8.17. So this big white candle right here, this was a close of $8.17. So if you're looking to get back in your trade after you just scalped that 1 minute move, or if you took a loss and you said, you know what, this is really rough, but I'll still look for the close over, I'm sticking with that level, then you could do so and you could get yourself a really nice trade. Look at that. Nice move. Now, this line right here, this red line, disregard that. This is a halt spotter that I have built that will just show me where the halt levels are on the chart, which we'll go over in a little bit. If you guys are in watching this video, or if you guys are in chat, let me know how I sound. If I sound too loud, let me know. If I sound too quiet, let me know. I can't test that, so I'm not sure on my end. But just hanging out with you guys. This is just Trader Talk. What time is it? What time do you guys got? Let's see. 10:35? 10:35 Eastern time. All right. So we've got ICCT, right? It continued up, closed over 8 right there. Held 8, never closed below. The bottom and low of this candle. Look at the low of this candle, guys. You can see the low up here, the L. So if I zoom in, let me zoom in so it's a little easier for you guys to see. So this is the candle that closed over. This is the candle that needs to hold. If we look at that low up here, the L, look at that, low of $8. What a tight entry. That's such a nice entry for anyone who's trying to get a tight entry to the level to, again, mitigate risk. There's a perfect opportunity for it right there. And we were well aware that ICCT was one to watch, as it was one of the only gappers this morning. This one and Pally, P-A-L-I, which was a cheapo again, were the only two really gapping up that were, in my opinion, worth watching. So ICCT making a lot of noise right now, going over it, closed over $8. It's a mental level. It's not a plus. What does that mean? That means you could still take the trade. If you're trading confirmations, you can still take it. It's still a confirmation of that key, that $8 whole dollar level, but it's not a plus. And if it's not a plus, then what I do personally, and this is just what helps me in the market, is I will reduce my size and tighten up my stop loss. So if I'm in at $8, I want to, or around the $8 mark, I want to make sure that I'm as close to the 8 as possible. And I want to make sure that if I typically go in with, for an example, 5,000 shares, maybe in this situation, I want to go in with less. Maybe I want to go in with 2,500 shares, or even 1,000 shares, or even less. You know, again, because it's not a plus. It's not using our key levels. So for me, this would not be a plus, but it's still tradable. It's still a confirmation of that key level, $8, held the level, and continued. Now, at this point, we're looking at half and whole all the way up to our next key level, which is this purple line that you see, 935. So over $8, $8.50 would be a target. Boom. We hit our target right there. So if we're in on this candle, or we're in on this candle, 1, 2, 3 minutes later, boom, we took profit. We're in the green. We're in the profit, right? Take profit, mitigate risk, and lock in some of that green, right? Don't give it back to this market, because that's what it's designed to do, is take back your money, your profit. So we closed over 8. We hit 850. Let's put our 850 level here. Here's 850. Look at that. Do you guys see what I'm seeing? If I zoom in here, 850. Do you see what happened over here? This is 850. If I draw this line right here, that would be 850. Are we all seeing what's happening here? It held that 850 level. So again, if you didn't get in yet and you were looking for an opportunity on this ICCT, it closed over the mental level, $0.50, 850. And if you were already in your position from $8, this would be a target hit. This would be a 50-cent move or a 30-cent move, depending on where you got in. And so that would be that would equate to a really nice percentage gain if you're trading with a large amount of shares. Now, if you're trading with smaller size, that's fine too. You can still take that type of trade, but of course, depending on your size, is whether it's going to be worth it or not, right? So we can see that we got a 30 to 50 cent move just from here to here, and then we held that $half level, closed above, and hit our $9 target. So let's draw $9. Look at this, $9 is right there. So let's see our first close over 850. This candle's our first close over 850. So you're in 1, 2, 3 minutes later, boom, we hit our target. We hit our $half target, our whole dollar target of 9. We're in from 850. We sold at 9 to lock in profit, protect ourselves on the trade. And guess what? We've got ourselves some pocket change. We've got ourselves some money, some green in this market. That is sometimes a struggle to get that green. So as this continues up, now we have this key level at 935. And sure enough, it closed above this red line here, 757, and hit its target up here at 935 and continued up. And we can see we started to get these short watch alerts, which is just an indicator that I built for myself that really just spots these type of short watch trends. So it doesn't mean that I will short from here, but if I'm long in the position on the way up, then I see these indicators start to plot these short watch notifications, then I may want to lock in profit and mitigate risk again and protect myself in the event that I'm wrong. But regardless, the same strategy remains the same. Here, we closed over the purple level. We tested that purple level. We tested this purple line, whatever you want to call it. This was our key level, 935. Closed over the level, held, never closed back below, hit its target, hit its target. So if you're buying into these dips and selling into this profit zone at 970, well, guess what? You got yourself some green on that trade. So same idea, closed over a key level and it held. Now this candle's a false breakout. It closed below the level. It gapped up, made it look like it was going to close over. This is a risky setup. Now this is a better setup. Even though it gaps so high off the level, we can always add into the dip or wait and look for a retest. Now we want to get it as close to these levels as possible because that again will help us mitigate risk. We got these short watch alerts, which I believe we probably got those in chat. Let me double check. If I go in here and we go to our bounce watch channel, ICCT, be careful going long here. 731, 811, or 810, excuse me, $8.10. 1001, and these were early this morning, 840, 850. Let's see, this one's at 950. So at 950, it said at $10, be careful. At $10, be careful, because this thing is starting to become a little extended. And we can see it hit a high of 1060. Did it close over 10? Let's see. It did. Closed over $10, hit the 1060 level, filled the gap to the $half, again, offering that 1 minute scalp. This is the candle that closed over. This is the candle that hit its target. So, I mean, it's so fast, right? It's so fast. And that's why you're going to benefit yourself if you have, hotkeys and things like that to be able to get in and out quick. So guys, at this point, we've already filled the gap up to 1050. So that's all the way up here. So technically speaking, for bullish momentum, we need to see a close over 1050 to continue this trend up to 1098, right? So if we see a close over 1050, that's what we want to see for a move to 1098. But we'll keep in mind that we have these major reds from before. And so it's very, very risky to take that type of trade. So we've got this major red here, negative 6%. This one here, pink candle, negative 5%. This one here, negative 8.5%, almost 9% on this negative candle. So we know that this thing has a tendency to really drop hard. So we want to be careful with that because we definitely don't want to get in trouble with trading something like this and trading too large of size and not mitigating our risk depending on these conditions. So close over the 1050 is bullish. We want to see that for a continuation move to 1098, $11 mental, 1119, half and whole all the way up to 1356. And we've got key levels above that all the way up to $20.70. So if we really get cooking, guys, this is what the potential is on this trade. And now, of course, we want to be aware because despite of, us having these key levels, there's other conditions that can come in here and really start to mess with that. And that's right here. These are these conditions. So we plotted these conditions on the chart so that we are well aware of where to be careful in these type of trades. So ICCT is moving. We've got Pally. Pally's been moving all day. Let's take a look at Pally. Same thing. Closed over its key level, 79 cents, 80 cents, then $1. Let's put $1 up here. So dollar level would be right here. Let me turn off these indicators again. Dollar level right here. Okay, so same thing. Can we see that? If we take a look at this right here, we've got a dollar level, right? $1 right there. Pretty important, right? Closed over the dollar level, hit that target for anyone who is in. It's hitting that target. Closed over $1 right there. And the first candle that closed over held. Get your tight entry and get yourself a nice move all the way up to our target area of, let's see, 130. That's a 30% move right there, guys. That's beautiful. That's a 30% move on Pally, P-A-L-I. We can see if we scroll on over to the right side, we'll see that we hit a high of 172. Now, we don't have any key level here that I'm aware of. So this is in a very large gap. Now, it's not technically speaking bearish until it closes under 130. But I will say that any cheapo like this, 10 cents will equate to a nice little gain. So every 10 cents pop is going to equate to a nice little gain. So I would recommend taking profit and locking in that profit whenever you see that, right? So let's see what else we have here. We've got, let me share this into the chats. I want to see some tickers, guys. Throw some tickers in the chat. I'll put this in our Discord as well. Live going over charts. Going over charts. Pally right here is moving, right? It's making noise. Let's put these indicators on real quick. We can see that the white candles is telling us we have a lot of volume all day long on Pally. We've got a couple major reds. This pink candle here, negative 10.5% negative candle, nasty candle. And so this is a good example, guys. It closed over our key level of 130, right? Closed over that key level of 130 that we mentioned this morning. Held that level, offering that tight entry, and continued up further. Now, if I was just trading the levels alone, I would not be aware of other conditions. So you want to be aware of other conditions as well. Whether you use indicators or whatever to spot that is really up to you. You don't need indicators to do that, honestly. It just makes it easier sometimes. So we can see that it's a short watch here. We can see that we had a bullish vertical trend as well. So if I zoom in, it looks like a little wonky, right? But little X's here, bullish vertical trend. In other words, we want to be careful. So yes, it's moving up. Yes, it's nice, but we have a bullish vertical trend, and sure enough, we had a major red. So whenever I see these type of indicators, what I like to do is actually protect myself, take a little bit of profit. So if we see these now, and again, you don't need the indicators to spot these type of conditions. I just built these to make it a little bit easier, but any real indicator out there is going to help you spot oversold, overbought type of conditions. And if we start to go too far one way, it may retrace back the other way. And as we can see, Pally had this nasty move. But if we were aware, if you guys are trading the confirmation strategy, we look for a bullish vertical trend. It's one of the 5 major red flags that we look for when day trading. Let me see if I have this up. Wrong thing. There we go. Yeah, in the complete guide for the low float day trading guide, when we're trading low float stocks, we want to be very careful. We have strict rules that we have to stick to the strategy, right? We have very strict rules. And one of those strict rules is if we see a bullish vertical trend, we either have to avoid that trade altogether or we have to protect ourselves by greatly reducing our size and maybe adding a tighter stop loss, right? So, and this is in the market hours. So I would recommend carrying a hard stop on your orders in the market session. Just makes it a little bit easier. But that being said, you will get stopped out by market makers at times. So it really depends on what you're looking to achieve on your trade. But regardless, PALI, as we can see here, it closed this morning. We mentioned it early this morning. Closed above its level, held, never close back below. That's our entry, right? That would be our entry. For me, I don't trade stocks under $1. 79 cents was a level, so not for me. $1 as it's moving up. Here's $1 right here, okay? So this green line's $1. Closed over, held, and continued further. So $1 all the way up to our level of $1.30. That's 30%. Nice move. 30% on that move. So as we continue up, we have these bullish vertical trends. Now, the levels that I have, guys, and there's a few different things that I have on this. All right, let's go over. So this is the halt spotter. So I've got the halt spotter. You see these red lines on the chart? These are the halt spotter. So we've got this 172 and this down below, we've got 142. What this is doing is actually telling me where those halts should come in. So if Pally starts to really rip here in price action, then we're going to get up to about around 172, and that's where the halt level is going to be. So this is a volatility halt. Now, sometimes it'll go a little further, sometimes a little less, but the way I use this, again, same idea. If we start to approach this halt level, I want to make sure that I'm taking some profit to protect myself. So if PALI continues here and starts to really rip up on this high volume, then 172, I might want to start taking profit just below that level before it halts. Unless, of course, you want to trade into the halt, which is a different story. If we get above that halt level, if we continue, we're looking at 197, 202, $2 mental in between, right? 209, 214. These are the levels above. So the problem that I see here again is a cluster of resistance. So if we just mark this out, we can see this is a cluster of resistance and something we want to be careful of. So it's a cluster of resistance. So same idea. If you're trading the confirmation strategy, we have 5 major red flags to avoid. One of those 5 major red flags that we're looking for is the cluster of resistance. So if we see that, again, we can still trade that, but the problem is we are expecting and anticipating some choppy price action, so we may want to reduce our size. So yes, confirmation in these levels is still key, but we're looking for clean confirmation, and we're looking for to protect ourselves, because of course these are going to be a little on the aggressive side because of choppy charts. Karma. Thanks for joining, guys. I'm in the chat as well. Karma, MRIN, you got it. Let's go over it. I think we had this one marked in chat. No? I'm not sure. This is a cheapo, but it does have a lot of potential. Yeah, let me make sure that these levels are accurate. So let me go ahead and do that. I want to make sure that our levels are completely accurate on this one. And it looks like they're pretty good. I think we might have marked this one early this morning, so we'll see. Let me double check on that. So these are the levels that I have. A couple of these are duplicates. Let me get rid of the duplicates. TradingView does that sometimes for me. I'm not sure why. So let me verify that these are the correct levels. So if I go over to our Discord and I go into our chat here, let me see. I'm going to go down to our Mark Charts channel. Actually, let's just type it in. MRIN updated. That's the fastest way to find our charts. Today at 7:02 a.m. So this is an updated chart. So this chart is updated today. All right, great. So I just want to verify that. That way I don't have to remark these levels. So we can see a major red right there. So what I'm seeing on this one, and I will say right now on this one, Karma, that this one is a cheapo. So those cheapos, man, you got to be careful. They don't respond as well to the key levels. Not as well. That's all I want to say. They can. Sometimes they do. I still think it's best to trade around these levels regardless, because you still are mitigating risk. You're still telling yourself, if it gets above this level, I'll get in. If it gets back below this level, I get out, right? So every level you get in, you just put your stop loss just below. You know, if you're getting this purple line or level here, right, you just get in and you got yourself a stop loss area right there, right? So every time it moves up to the next level, maybe you're moving your stop up with it, right? So up there, continues up. At this point, maybe your stop is set below the 65-cent level. Now, you want to give your trade room to breathe and all that, but again, this is a cheapo. I mean, we're talking, Karma, this thing has popped from open. It dropped and went up 36%. That's beautiful. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Over here, we can see on the right-hand side, right? We've got, left-hand side. We've got this close below. So in the pre-market, we hit a high of what? Let's see. Okay, in the aftermarket, it looks like yesterday we hit a high of 66 cents, right? 66 cents was the high over here. Okay, so that being said, that means for bullish momentum, technically speaking, we need to see a close over 65 cents and hold, and target would be 67 cents. There's not a whole lot of room there, but that would be it. Here's our close over 65 cents. Karma, check this out. This is pretty cool. Closed over, right? Held a level, tested the level, offering a tight entry. 1, 2, 3 minutes tops, you hit your target. You're above this level, closed above our red line, our red level. Held the level, hit our target in 1, 2, hit target in 2 minutes. Hit another target on that same exact move. Closed above, held, hit target. Hit target, closed above. Let's see, did it close back below? This is a close below. This is our signal to bail, right? So if you see that in the red and greens or whatever, the white candles are just high volume. So check it out, Karma. We've got to close over our key level, 65 cents. We've got to hold of that level. 67 cents, scale out, take some profit. It's not huge, but it's some profit there. You know, and being a cheapo, we measure these moves. Check it out. We're looking at 2%, 3% there, 5% there, 6, 7% there. At the top of this move, we're talking 9%. That's a 9% move on 5 cents. It's crazy, right? You can scalp these little cheapos for a lot. But, you know, with that being said, you know, when they go down hard too. So, but I will say, we've got a key level here. It's about filled the gap to our 71 cent level. We've got a purple line here, 71 cents. I've got a congested chart, so it's going to be real hard for this one to be a fluent type of mover, in my opinion. But as this thing gaps up, we're looking at 72 cents and 71 cents as our two key levels it needs to close over if we're going to see continuation. So in other words, if I ever expect this thing to get to 78 cents, 80 cents, $1, $2, it has to close over that 72 cents and 71 cent level first. And here we go now. We're approaching that level. And if you can see this little red line here, this is a halt level at 76 cents. I'm not sure it will apply because this is such a cheapo, but if it were to kick up enough, around 76 cents would be where a typical halt would be. I'm hearing Pally on the scanners. We've got Pally on the scanners. I've got a few different scanners here, guys. This is one of our volume scanners here. We've got a lot of volume coming in Pally, MRIN. These are the last alerts and the last however long it's been. Scroll down the list. No BS alerts, guys. Just a whole bunch of useful information here. So let's go up to the top. See what's most recent. We've got MRIN and Pally. So good thing you're bringing this one up. So MRIN, we can see white candles, a lot of volume here. Now let's see if we go to Pally over here. Look at this move. Pally's jumping up right now. Look at that. 182 new highs on Pally. Again, the target total would be 192, or excuse me, 197. Halt level would be right around 192. If we get up to 192, this may halt. So let's take a look at this. Let's see if this does this. So we're getting these short watch alerts, which means if I was in the trade, I'd be taking some profit. I don't typically short these low floats, but if I were to, this would be an indication to short sellers would possibly be licking their chops at this point. Yeah, Carmen, MRIN's got a lot of volume, man. That's a good one. It's a cheapo, but I mean, market loves these cheapos right now, right? Miranda, I use Webull. What platform are you speaking of? For my trading, most of my trading, I use Webull. I've got Webull, TradeStation, E-Trade, Thinkorswim, but most of my day trading is done through Webull. And then for charting, I use TradingView. For, of course, for news, guys, we use Benzinga for the most part. I think this is the best news site out there, especially for the money. So this is a really nice site that we've got here. There's a chat on the side. We've got these news things here. I've got them filtered by keywords and things like that. I've got this overview here. So if I'm looking for news, typically I'm using Benzinga. If I'm looking for the chart, I'm using TradingView. If I'm trading, typically it's going to be with Webull throughout most of the day if I'm day trading low floats. If I trade something else, if I'm swing trading or long trading, then I may switch over to one of my other accounts, but for the most part, it's just in this. Oh, well, I appreciate it, Karma. Yeah, I don't mind talking about it at all. This is what this is, Trader Talk, man. This is, guys, throw out some tickers. If you guys have some tickers you want me to go over, let's do it. Let's go over these tickers now. We've got this one, 197. Like I said, if we get up to that 192, we're looking at a halt level. Halt to the downside, we're looking at 158. So halt to the downside, we'd be looking at 158. So downside halt would be about 158, so be careful. Yeah, Karma, it's pretty handy. You know, it's pretty handy. I've got if you check it out, my Benzinga tab, I've got multiple different tabs in here. I've got news and details. I've got details and scanner. So I've got multiple tabs set up on here that I just flipped to. I've got one that's just for splits, you know, looking for stock splits. There's all kinds of really handy stuff. I like the fact that you can filter by the news. I think that's what's most important. And like I said, the news is important, but most important when we're day trading is definitely going to be, it's going to be volume and it's going to be price action. That's more important than the news itself. I promise you that. There will be times where news will just simply move the stock, and that's understandable, but there's more times than not that the chart is moving on its own. So Pally, what are we doing here? Let's go. Breakout. We've got a short watch here. If we break above this green line, that's pretty bullish in itself. We've got 192 around the halt levels, around 192. Let's pull up let me get the halt scanner up. I've got our halt scanner over here. Let's see, Pally halted earlier around 938. Let's see what it does now. So if we get up to this this red line, this is a halt level. Let me put that on the chart. Oh, there it goes. Look at this. It's moving up. I'll call this the halt level. So halt level's right around there on Pally. So we'll see what it does. Let's see if it's right. Did it already halt? I think it hit the first halt level, didn't it? Nope. Not halted yet. We got to hit 196. It's around 196 now would be the halt level, which is great because it's right at our 197 key resistance. So if anyone's in this one, it's a good idea to start locking in profit close to that 197. There it goes. If we get up to this 198, it looks like it may halt. So watching closely. Yeah, we're getting a lot of volume on this one. Look at this. White candles, breakout candles. Look at this. This candle has 2.6 million shares traded, guys. 2.6 million shares traded. That is high volume. If you're looking for the volume, guess what? We found it. Let's see. Let me pull over the 1 minute volume leaders as well. So 1 minute volume leaders. And this needs to be moved up now. So let me go ahead and do that. Taking across. Let me get this out of the way. So halt level is now actually at 207. So halt levels here. And actually, let me duplicate this because we actually have a halt level down here as well. So halt level right there. So we got a halt level down to the low side around 171. We're getting some short watch. So again, if I was in this position, I'd start locking in some profit, right? But we've got some halt levels to be aware of. We got this on the halt scanner here. 197 would be a target for anyone who's trading confirmation. 197. Halt levels around 208 to the upside, 172 to the downside. You can hear MRIN making some noise as well. Again, let's see. Look at this thing breaking out, guys. Karma, check this out, man. This is what I mean. See, this is the problem. It breaks through these levels so fast that it's really hard to trade something like that. This one's halt level is around 79 cents. I'm not sure it's going to actually halt, though. These cheapos, they don't halt as much usually when they're under $1 like that. But 80 cents would be a halt level if we can get up there. That one's moving as well. This one, the only thing I don't like about this is the chart, man. This is Chop City right here. This is Chop City. So that being said, we'll get candles like this, you know, exploded on 1 million shares, went up 10% in a single candle. This is just, you know, it's tough to trade is what I'd say. And look at that, hit 76 cents. Look at that, 77 cents was the high. 77 cents is our key level, purple line here. There's our next key level hit. So that's my issue here is that it's tough to trade these. Yeah, it closed over this level and held, but when it breaks through these many levels, you know, this many levels, man, that's, you know, that's too fast for me. To be honest, it's just too fast for me. Look at this thing go. Look at that. Did it halt? 82 cents is the halt level. 82 cents. Let's see if it halts. Look at this thing. Look at this thing go. And now we're getting some alerts saying to watch out. Red flags right here. Short watch. A little scramble looking words. But we can see 81 cents. 82 cents we had a level. 82 cents is the high. Look at that. So it's beautiful. It's nice to have these levels as target areas. But I'm telling you, like I said, it's hard to find consistency when trading in these type of levels. So I just stay out for the most part. What happened to Pally? Did Pally halt down, guys? It did. Look at that. Look at that. Right at our halt level. Look at that. Halt level. Pally. Right there. Check that out. 169, 169, 169. Good grief. Look at that on Pally. So we were hoping it would go up. And like I said, you want to lock in some profit, of course, with this. We're hoping it would go up. But guys, we don't trade on hope, do we? We do not trade on hope. We trade what we see in front of us. And as we can see, if we're looking at this chart, I zoom out, our key level was all the way down here this morning. Look at this move. This was our first key level broken and held 141% from there. 141%. Where else do you find that type of gain? Where else do you find that type of gain? And we had our halt level sitting right there. We knew exactly where it was. So that's pretty cool. This is a new indicator that I built, if I could think of the word. All right, so that's halted. Forget that one for now. Move over to MRIN. Let's see. Let's take a sip of coffee. All right, I'm in chat. What's going on, guys? Yeah, too choppy. Yep, and there's the halt right there, Karma. Right where we thought it would be. It did what we thought it would do. Exactly what we thought. And as we can see on this one, same thing. We're getting these short watch alerts. We've got, let's see if I hover over this real quick. You can see that it closed over. And yes, it went up, but here it closed below. This would be our signal to bail. So if anyone's in on that type of trade, that's where you want to be careful. So let's see. What does Benzinga have, guys? If you go to Benzinga, right, and we type in, let's see, Pally, which just halted, right? Let's type in Pally. Let me get the halt resume scanner back over there. Where's the other one? What am I missing? There we go. The gap up scanner. These are gap up scans. ICCT still winning the race there. All right. Let's see. Over in Benzinga. Let's go over to Pally, right? Pally, we're already on it. Let's go to the signals. BZ signals. What's great about this is you can see that we've got a traded halt at 11:02 and 44 seconds. And it's expected to resume at 11:07:44. So what time is it now? It's 11:05. So if we take up our chart, let me go ahead and do that. I'll minimize this, or I'll pull it over for now and put it on another screen. Do something with it. We can see now that we have this trading halt is on. I'm on the wrong one. There we go. Now this will apply. All right. So it's expected to resume down here. You can see the time ticking down, 11:05:56, 11:07:44. That's what we're expected to resume. So pretty cool from Benzinga to let us know that. And really, if you're just trying to get that math out, it would be 5 minutes. Typically, it's 5 minutes from the exact halt time. So add 5 minutes to this, and you've got this 1:07:44. There's your 5 minute halt. If it goes any longer than 5 minutes, it will be typically a 10-minute halt, unless there's information needed from the company. So that's pretty cool. Close that down. So we know that this will be opening up at 11:07 and 44 seconds. So in about 1 minute. So let's hop over to the other chart while we wait for that. So MRIN is coming back down on a lot of volume too. It's got a lot of volume. All the volume shifting over here for now. But we can see what happens when Pally opens back up. I'm in no position right now, guys. No position for myself. If you guys are in chat, you're watching this, number one, just want to say thank you for joining. This is Trader Talk, guys. I'm just in here chatting. I'm not trading right now. If I do trade, I'll let you guys know, though. But just hanging out. I usually do the bulk of my trade in the morning. I made my money on TRVN this morning. Small profit, nothing crazy. Small green, locked it in. Haven't traded since. Didn't get a trade in on Pally. Pally's about to open up here in a few seconds. So let's take a look at this, right? And the halt levels are going to be adjusted, so I'm going to adjust these here in a second. So these are not in play yet. Here we go. We've got, let's see, 14 seconds, basically. 14 seconds, we'll see this unhalt and resume. We'll see what we get here. So you guys trading anything? Anyone in any trades right now, waiting for something to move up? Here we go. Ready? 1 minute, 1 second, boom. There it is. That's pretty cool. All right, so halt level is going to be here and here. So halt level is right around these areas. So if we see it get up to $1.88, that's a halt level to the upside, $1.55 halt level to the downside. So let's see what Pally does. It's been hot, guys. It's had a lot of volume. This candle right here had almost 3 million shares traded on it. The halt down had 1.2 million shares traded, and this candle here had 1.2. This one had 1.7. So be interesting to see what happens here. PALI, 1 minute chart. We've got key levels. The red lines you see will be key levels, red lines, white lines, and purple lines. These are all different time frame levels. We've got 197, $2, 202, 209 at the high side. 197 is the main target that a lot of traders would be looking at, I think. Pally, you can hear it on the scanners. And if I pull over our bullish momentum watch, really cool scanner that I built for finding these type of plays, we can see Pally, right? Only thing moving since it hit the scan, just keep scrolling down, and it's just endless Pally. So if you're looking for bullish momentum, it's right here. This is where it's at. So if you're looking for something that's got the potential to break out, this is the one. So Pally, PALI, 1 minute chart. Let's see what it does. Verb, appreciate it, Carmen. Let me see what we got on Verb. Which chart do I want to take off? I guess TRVN, because it looks like pretty crappy now, doesn't it? So this was the key level. This is where I traded it in the pre-market over here. This is where I took the trade, closed over, held, and got ourselves a nice little scalp on it. Didn't expect much, though. We're trading cheapos. We've got NBSE hitting the scanners right now. NBSE hitting our scanners here on the bullish momentum. So let's take a look at that real quick. So NBSC, we have this one marked as well. We were well aware of this one. Let's see. This one is spiking up. Look at that. So over here needs to break 169 on NBSE. So if we zoom into this, look at, we're getting a lot of volume on NBSE. Hit a high of, sure enough, 169. Look at that. We had a key level at 169, key level at 148, 150. Closed above, hit our key level 169. Close above 170 is what we want to see. But keep in mind, 176 is our halt level, and 183 is a key level above that. Our halt level to the downside would be 145. So interesting. NBSE getting some volume here. We can see that on the scanner, guys. We've got scanners that are looking for this. NBSE is the most recent alerts, 1109, letting us know that there is prime time volume. So it's bullish momentum. It's in prime time, so we want to keep an eye on what it's doing just in case it breaks out, because it does have that potential to break out and continue. So if you're looking for continuation, this would be it. If I look to the high side here, we've got some resistance, a little cluster of resistance up here, I would say. So if I take this, do a cluster of resistance, and just pull it out of the way a little bit. Something I would expect some choppy price action into. So in other words, if I'm in the trade before this, maybe I want to take profit either before or during this test. And if I'm not in the trade, maybe I want to wait for a clean confirmation before I get in. So we can see NBSE just hit its target again, 169. We can see short watch alerts coming in, short watch alerts, letting us know, again, if you're in the position, it's a little extended, may need a breather. Not a bad idea to lock some profit in. Halt levels at 180. And then 183 is a key level that we have resistance. We're testing a key level now. 169 is the key level on our chart. 169 is the key level tested so far. If you go on over to our Discord, you can see that. Just go to, let's see, NBSE updated. So you'll see the most recent chart. And there it is at 6:57 this morning. So NBSE just hit new highs. There we go. 177 has not closed yet. 17 seconds left on this candle. It's filling the gap, which is really not what you want to see, but it's great if you're in the position. But if you're looking to trade the level, then you would like to see it clean close over the level, but not fill the gap first. So let's see. Closing here in 2 seconds. There we go. Close target would be 183. If it closes or starts to come under 170, there's room for concern. 170, 169 is our key support level. Close under or start to come under is bearish. We can see this is a bullish vertical trend. No position for myself. I won't be taking this trade. It's very risky. So we're seeing these risky setups here. I would say it's a risk it for the biscuit. So if you're willing to risk it for those biscuits, it's got to hold that 170. Start to come on under this level. I'd say anywhere down here, there is room for concern. So I would say this would be a good area to possibly put a stop loss is somewhere down here. Now, that being said, like I said earlier, you know, you put a hard stop and you may get stopped out on market makers where they knife down the candle and then it scoops right back up. So, you know, it's going to happen at times. But the fact of the matter is it's extended. So you just want to protect yourself as much as possible. And that's why they have these stops in place. So the target would be 180. 183 for anyone who is in this one, has to hold 170. I'm not in this position, no position for myself at this time, just watching at this point. So NBSE is still above the 169 level, 170. You can see right there, closed above, tested the level, offered that tight entry to this level with a tight stop. And now we want to see it hit 183, which would be a target. And we can see we're getting a lot of short watch alerts and it needs a breather, but just because it needs a breather doesn't mean it's going to get one. So if we see green candle over, red candle retrace, held the level. Now we want to see a green candle leap up to the 183. If we see a knife down into this stop loss area, again, I would myself be stopping out to protect myself and to help mitigate risk. As again, that's the number one key thing for myself when day trading, especially low float stocks. So NBSE, what are you going to do? We have halt level up here. Let me go ahead and put that. So halt level, it's right here. Let's duplicate that so we can have another halt level down here. So those are our halt levels. This will be our stop loss level, right? We want to see it get up to 183, and there it goes, target hit. So again, if you're in this trade, guys, that's where you want to lock in profit. Lock it in. Right here, almost filled the gap up to the next level. Lock it in, right? Lock in that profit. Why not, right? We've got our halt level sitting right up here now at 191. It's being adjusted as this candle moves. And same with this one here, moving up a little bit, 158. So stop loss area, now we can move this up a little bit. We can see that it's closing here in 30 seconds, hitting multiple targets. If you're in, that's a 1 minute confirmation. We closed above 169. We held the level. We tested. We never closed back below. And we hit our target. So again, if I just click on this, you can see closed above our key level, held the key level, offering a tight entry, hit the target 1-2 minutes later. And now we're hitting multiple targets. So as we can see, look at this thing rip up. Isn't that beautiful? It's right near its halt level. If it gets up here, it's going to halt possibly. Halt level looks like it was adjusted. It's now at 207. Halt level's at 207. Halt to the downside is around this 170. And the stop loss area I would have is probably somewhere in this area. I'd be taking profit, to be honest with you guys. So we can see that's extended. It's got a short watch. Let's look at a wider time frame. 10-minute chart. Same thing. Extended. Bullish vertical trend. So really, in my opinion, I think this is going to need a breather here soon. And maybe even a complete, knife down to reality, because this is, of course, a low float stock, and that's what they do at times. So we're locking a profit. We're sticking to the strategy, right? Closed above our level, hit our target, scale out, take profit, hold yourself a small lotto in case you feel there's continuation. As we can see, we're getting a major knife here, a major red candle. And yes, this is what happens with low floats. But as you can see, if you stick to your strategy, you stick to what is supposed to work, then you're helping mitigate risk. You're trading a strategy. You're not just out there just winging it in some wonky type of idea. If you hear someone say, oh, I'm buying it because it's, it's my favorite level of all time, then be careful, because of course, there's not a whole lot of logic behind that. So let's go over to, let's see, Pali, P-A-L-I. Halt level is now down here at this 148. Halt level is at 179. So if we start to really rip up, 179, 180 could be a halt level, probably somewhere up here just above. And halt level to the downside would be around 148. So guys, who's in chat? Let me see some tickers. What else do we got? We've got NBSE and the scanners. Let's see what we have on my scans. If we pull up this bullish momentum, if you scroll down, this is using Trade Ideas scanners here. I love Trade Ideas. And I've got a link in the description, guys. If you want to build your own scanners, you want to make your own type of layouts, that's fine. It's awesome. They've got some really great tools over there to use. So scroll on down. Pali, NBSE. These are the NBSE. These are the only ones that I'm seeing on this list. We've got some low volume names as well. Pali. As you can see, as I'm scrolling down, there's not a whole lot of BS on these scans, so we can just see it's very straightforward. So this is on the bullish momentum watch. Let's see what the high of day is telling us. So if we pull up the high of day scanner, we're getting the float price and the symbol and the time that the alert came in. So if we go all the way down to the bottom, we had Verb at 9:30, Pali early on, NBSE early on, ICCT. So again, if you scroll up, there's not a whole bunch of BS alerts, guys. You'll see that there's a lot of repeat alerts or repeat symbols. And the reason for it is because we're eliminating the BS. You can see NBSE is hitting our scans now. So hearing NBSE hit the scans, let's see what it's doing. So that means it's getting some volume, right? It's getting some volume. It's not exactly on our bullish momentum yet because it's not bullish momentum volume yet. Halt level, stop loss would be somewhere down here. Again, we'd probably be stopped out by now, or we'd probably take profit. If it was me, I would take profit on these cheapos. I don't like to overstay my welcome. Scott, thank you for joining, and thank you for adding a couple tickers in the chat. I appreciate that. Let's see what we got. ICCT. We went over this one a little bit before. This one is interesting. It's, you know, this morning mentioned in a Benzinga chat as well as in our Discord that it was a close over 670 risk it for the biscuit setup. The reason it was a risk it for the biscuit is because if you notice, we had such low volume. So if we have high volume, you'll see the yellow and white candles. Yellow is the required volume in the pre-market, and white's going to be the required volume in the regular market session. We didn't have either right here. So we had our key level 670 closed over. Mentioned it was worth watching. It was a risk it for the biscuit. It did pay off to anybody who was trading it, but I didn't take part in this one. Didn't really get its volume until market open, and at market open it was pretty risky. Closed over 8 on this candle, so it held the 8, closed over 8. This candle hit 850, so it hit that $0.50 target, closed back below, and this was a halt down. So this was nasty right here. As we can see, then closed back over $8 on this candle, held on this candle, and continued up further. Hit the target of 935, and of course half and whole on the way up. So 9 and 950, 10, 1050. And at this point, 1060 was the high. So really, technically speaking, it has to close over the $10 and 1060 to be considered bullish, in my opinion. So for this one, Scott, we've got major levels at 1098. We can see a major red candle here. I wouldn't be too concerned with price action on ICCT until 1040, 1050, and 1060 area. So I would be setting alerts just below the 1050 and look for a clean close over the $0.50. Now, I'll also keep in mind that the $0.50 level is not a key level. It's not a major weighted level. That is a mental $0.50 and whole dollar test. And so it will hold some weight, but it just won't hold as much weight as our key levels. So not as much as this purple level or these red or even these white lines that I have on my chart. So that means I would reduce my size, tighten up my stop loss, things like that to help mitigate risk, knowing the conditions before getting into it. So if you see that one, Scott, ICCT get over 1050, I think it's worth watching there if you're day trading it. If you're looking to swing trade it, then it's a different story. I don't swing trade low floats myself. VTGN. Now let's pop over to NBSE, guys. Look at this one's breaking out. Look at this. Halt levels now all the way up at let's see, 229. The halt level. Look at this move, guys. This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move. Now, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, the close over $1.70 and $1.69 was our key level. That's where we wanted to get in. If you're still holding a lotto from that level, guys, look at this move. Closed over, held on this candle. You're looking at 26%. 26% in less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes ago, in this video right here, live, we just went over this. Close over $1.70 has to hold. That's confirmation. Our halt levels are now, let's see, 189 and 229. So this is our halt level. So we'll see what happens here in NBSE. But we just went over this. Close over 170 needs to hold. Target would be 183. Start taking profit. Boom. Hit target within 3 minutes. Take profit. Lock it in. Hold yourself a lotto in case you feel there's continuation. And guess what? It got the continuation. Now we have these levels. This is what I expect. Some choppy price action. Here's our levels. We just hit our resistance level right here. 210. So now we need to see a clean close over 210 to then hold that level and continue up to 229 halt level and 233 major resistance. So very interesting here in NBSE. Yeah, it did. It did, Karma. Yeah, ICCT was good. Scott, I'll go over VTGN in just a minute. We'll go over that one as well. Let's see what this one does. Short watch, hitting resistance. A lot of indicators, a lot of indication here to take profit, right? Short watch, red flag. Short watch right there with these tabs. Hitting resistance right here. These green bars. There's so many things right here telling us if you're in this position, you might want to lock in some profit, right? Drinking this this drink my wife got. Let's see, cinnamon bun latte. Man, this thing is gross. I'll tell you, this thing is not good at all. She thought it would be good, but I don't think she liked it much either. So no position for myself at this time. No trade since this morning. Traded in the pre-market session. Look at that pop. Look at that pop right there, guys. Look at this pop. Look at this. And this is the problem. It's going to do this all in about one candle. So halt level sitting right up here. Halt level's down here. Let's see what it does. So we're watching this one right here. NBSE. This is NBSE. Let's see. Let me pull over the halt scanner. I'm watching it for a halt. NBSE will come up on this halt scanner if it goes either down to this level here. I just lost it. Just lost it. Lost it, guys. All right. You can click on this so I don't screw that up again. There we go. All right. There we go. NBSE. What are you going to do? You going to halt up? You're going to halt down? You're going to break and close above this level. Closing here in 8 seconds. There's our close. In 5 seconds. Has to hold above this 210. Very risky. This is a risk it for the biscuit. Big topping tail held. Now target would be 229 or 228 and 233. Look at that go. Hit its target. Or excuse me, just popped up. Shy of its target. So guys, stop loss would be somewhere down here, right? So stop loss would be below these key levels. If you got in at 210, your key level would be 210. If we start to come under, there's room for concern. We are well aware that this is a choppy grouping of levels. So we expect some choppy price action. Closed over our key level right here. Needs to continue. Our halt level is right up here at our key levels. There we go. Take profit, right? Taking profit there. And there you go. You're taking profit. You're locking in profit on this trade. NBSE. What a move. We caught this one early here in the chat, didn't we? Guys, anyone in chat? Anyone in watching the YouTube live take this trade? Anyone make some money on this one? Look at NBSE continue here. Just hit a high of 227. Good idea to lock in some profit if you took the confirmation at 210. The confirmation we went over about 10 minutes ago was right here at 169. So from 169, let's see. I'm turn off these indicators for a minute. 169 was right here. 169. Look at this level. From 169 to highs. This has gone up 34% in this video. Confirmation, clean close over the key level right here, all the way up to this level, 227. Let's get these indicators back on here and see what's going on. All right. Halt level has moved up. Halt level's moved up. See that? The halt keeps adjusting, and that's what's going to happen. Halt level now is around $2 down to the downside, 241 to the high side. We get up to 241, we're halting up. If we get down to $2, we may halt down. So keep an eye on this one. Interesting, right? Isn't that pretty cool? We'll watch this one and we'll go over another ticker in chat. Just hit that high, new high there, 228. Hear that little ding? Well, you guys may not hear it. It's on the other scanner, but this ding. Look at this, NBSE. Last alert since, let's see, scroll down on my high of day scanner. Here we go. These were our last alerts at 11:08. From 11:08 all the way up to current time. What was the price back then? 146 all the way up to the current price of 228. Do you see any more alerts on there? No BS alerts. So nice to have that. Nice to have these scanners. It took me a long time to design these scanners the way they are today. NBSE 228 is the high. We want 233. Halt level is up here now at 244. Halt level's down here, 203 area. We start to drop. 203 would be a halt. Area to watch. Let me see. What did I do? Keep doing that, don't I? All right. All right. We've got our halt level here. We've got our halt level here. And really don't hear anything else on the scanners, guys. I think this is the only one moving right now. Got NBSE, last alerts. Let's see. We've got nothing on the volume scan right now. I can pull over that volume scan and see what we've got. This is a 1 minute volume scan. Let's see what we got here. So it should be showing us where the most 1 minute volume is. So we'll see. And not just any 1 minute volume, guys. We're looking for bullish momentum. So it's not going to just give us the volume of every single ticker out there under the sun. It's going to give us where the bullish momentum is in the market right now. And so that's where I fixate on. That's where I focus, because myself, I'm a bullish momentum trader. I look for continuation. I look for breakouts. I look for key levels. I look for a close above those key levels to hold and continue up to the next level. Take a sip of coffee here before I lose my voice. $2 is the halt level to the downside. Close under 210 is bearish. Close under $2.10 is bearish. 30 seconds left on this candle. 198 would be the downside halt. Major red being spotted here after that short watch above. So 228 was the high. A little cheapo here moving. Now over $2. Started well below 2, I believe. Nice, Karma. Way to go. Great job. Nice. Love to see it. Love to see you guys making money. I love it. The strategy is great, guys. The strategy is so awesome because, like I said, it helps mitigate risk. Where, you know, if you're not focused on trying to mitigate risk, then, you know, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. So you got to be careful with that. So you want to make sure that you're focused on, you know, protecting yourself from the event that you're wrong, because we can be wrong. So interesting here, guys. We have not closed under 210 yet. Close under this white line is bearish. We have not closed under yet. We've got NVAX on the volume scanner here. NVAX getting some volume. Showing a high float, though. 80 million share float, close to it. NBSE halt level sitting down here around 197. Halt level to the upside right at our key level of 239, 240. Let's see what it does. Hearing Pally on the scanners. Let me take these off the screen for a minute and let me take a look at what Pally's doing as well. Let's take a look. Heard it on the volume scanner there a little bit, so maybe it's giving a little curl. Let's see. No, it's retraced back down, so it's really struggling. This halt level now would be up here. This halt level would be down here. So Pally's kind of struggling to curl itself back up. Not getting any bounce alerts or anything either. Let's see, last bounce alert that we got on this one was, well, shoot, we haven't had any bounce alerts on this one yet. So be interesting when we finally do get one, because we haven't seen any yet. So it'll be interesting to see if we get one. Zoom in on this. Pally, making some noise, but I don't see much there. All right, we've got to close under, guys. Look at this. Look at this. It is closing under. Looks like it's about to close under here. It might even hit the halt level. Halt level's down here now, actually at the 189. Halt level to the upside, 229. If this closes under the 210, it's bearish. It's going to have to hold that level. It did. So now that's a close under. This would be, if I was still in this lotto from here and I didn't take my full profit into that pop, I would be looking to scale out here or actually sell the whole position. Close over 210 is what I'd be looking for a possible move, but we'll keep in mind that this is going to be not A+, and that's because we know that we're well aware it has major reds in the past, and it's got those major reds over there as well. So cluster of resistance, we're back into it. I guess it could be looked at as a cluster of support now. I don't really look at it like that myself, though. For me, it has to close over 210. So that's it. I cut it off. You're dead to me. You're dead. NBSE is dead to me until it closes back over $2.10. If it can't close over 210, then you know I can't trade it. So that's how I trade it, guys. Close over, hold, close below, bail. That's it. It's that simple. Either works or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, you know, no big deal. Stick to the plan. That way I can, again, help mitigate risk. ICCT, seeing that's a bit oversold here. That's interesting. Low volume. We can see it's low volume candles here, but looking a bit oversold on ICCT. We're getting one of our oversold alerts. We've got a couple different variations of this. Only thing about ICCT I don't like is these green candles, red candles. What that's telling me is that we don't have a lot of volume. We want to see that the white candles. White candles tells us that we have the adequate volume for the market session. Oh, look at this, guys. Karma, take a look at that, man. It bumped up through our levels like we thought. Cluster of resistance, just choppy expectations. Fell back down, couldn't close back above. Nasty reds. So at this point, we're just trying to avoid taking a major loss somewhere. So we're using confirmation to not only aid us in entry, but also aid us in exit and aid us from even taking the trade altogether. So ICCT looking a little oversold here, getting a little bounce watch alert here. Nothing crazy though. It's got low volume. So again, be careful with these low volume movers. It's going to have that wide spread on the bid and ask. The wide spread is between the price difference between the bid and ask. And there's the pop. So I would say even that right there is already, great enough for our bounce alert. Look at that. From the little green mark there to there, we've now got a little bounce. So it's not a bad idea, right? And let's see. Yeah, it's getting a pop here. So let's measure that move. So nothing crazy. If you start buying in here, you're looking at 2%, 20 cents per share. If I can get 10 cents per share on these bounce alerts, that's what I like to look for myself. Pally is kind of just stagnant right now. NBSE, same thing. Halt levels moving down here. Halt levels moving up, down here as well. So as we can see, this is why we bail, guys. This is why we get out, right? So if we see that it closes under a level, this is why I bail, because I can get back in if it closes back above. But if I average down and hold into this position, and then something like MRIN happens, as you can see, it continues, then we're looking at a major loss. So, sitting in it and averaging down really isn't my strategy. My strategy is, buy it if it gets above this level, sell it if it gets below this level. That simple. It's that simple. And, of course, there's other conditions to it. We've got an entire strategy that's literally built towards, finding these setups. And we want to make sure that we stick to the rules of the strategy. So we've got all different rules to it. We're looking for 1 minute confirmation. We're looking for low float stocks. We're looking to really, look at these as 1 minute time frame moves. And the reason we trade the 1 minute time frame is so that we can actually get back out quick and mitigate that risk. So as soon as it closes under our level, that's it. We bail, right? We can always get right back in if it closes above, but we use the 1 minute time frame for the strategy. We look for the candle close to give us some indication of the strength, and we look as a break of resistance to be support, and we look at a break of support to then become resistance. So it's really simple, but we've got a lot more to it, obviously. But it's a really simple strategy. It is complex, of course. There is complexity to it, but it's really simple. It's just common sense, right? Close above a key level, it then needs to hold. Close back below is bearish, and that's where we bail. NBSE is on our bullish momentum watch. We can hear it right here. NBSE making some noise, yapping at us. That's why sometimes you'll see me say it's noisy. This is what I mean. We're getting a lot of alerts here in NBSE. The last grouping of alerts was on NBSE. So if you're looking for where the volume is, if you're looking for where the liquidity is and where the the key the key trades in the market may be, that's our scanners. That's our radar. It's going to let us know where that is. All levels sitting around here now. All right, I'm in the chats. Let me take a look at the chats. What's going on, guys? If you're in the chat, if you've been watching today, or if you're in here, give me a thumbs up. Give me a wave in the chat. Let me know that you're alive and kicking. I'm in here. I'll do it now. I'll do a little fist bump for everyone. How about that? Karma. Let me see. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. It's good trade. Besides levels, do you ever look at the VWAP bounce? No, I do not. I do not use the VWAP at all. I know a lot of traders do. I don't have, I don't have a major issue with VWAP. I'm not gonna sit here and talk bad about it. But at the same time, no, I don't use the VWAP in my trading. No. For me, I'm not concerned with it. My key levels are always more important. The VWAP bounce, it's not consistent. You'll see one stock will bounce one day, one stock won't bounce the next. And so it's, I think if you built other stipulations and other conditions around the bounce of that VWAP, I think then maybe you can make it a profitable type of strategy, I'm sure. But I'm not sure what stipulations you'd have to add to it. For me, key levels, volume. The most important thing is key levels and volume. So again, I'm a bullish momentum trader. I'm a breakout trader. So the theory is this, NBSE, if I'm watching and I think it's going to go to 259 or one of these key levels, and you can see I've got key levels all the way up the chart. So if I think it's going up to $5, right? If I think, oh no, this NBSC's news is great, this is a solid stock, it's been beaten up so long, it's going to the moon and back. That's fine. The theory and the strategy remains the same. If it's going to $5, it has to close over $2.10 and hold that level. So that's my cutoff. If I get above that level, I can get in. If I get below, I have to get out. Now, each close above will weaken the level. You can see over here we closed above and hit up here at 226, or excuse me, 228 was the high. So at this point, we've about almost filled the gap to the 233. So it kind of weakens my conviction on if this is going to be able to continue or not. So NBSC, we'll see if it can get up there or not. I'm not sure, but regardless, for me, being a breakout trader, set an alert right here, right there. Just set an alert. Boom, done. That's it. And now I have alerts pushed to my phone. I can get them when I'm out of the office. I can come running into the office. If we hit that alert, which we just did, that's it. Boom. We've got the alert. Now we're watching. We want to see, okay, let's see what it does. If it starts to fade off all the way down here, I won't be concerned with it. I'll, again, reset the alert. I can have an alert multiple times, every candle close or whatever. And I'm looking for to trade that level. You can see, look at that. See that false breakout? Do you see that? Guys, look at that. Look at that false breakout. Now let's see where the halt levels are, because this is looking a little on the halty side, isn't it? So halt levels down here at 187. Halt level to the upside is sitting around 226. So we'll see what it does. We've got these red lines that's telling me that, which I could change them. I'm not sure if I can change the colors in here. Yeah, there we go. We'll make them pink lines. How's that? We'll make them pink lines and we'll thicken them up so that we can see them better. Pink lines, and we'll thicken them up. There we go. All right, so those are our halt levels. So we'll color this same thing. Halt level. I don't like the pink. I like the pink for the lines. I'm not sure about the whole thing. So, all right, 187 is the halt level to the downside. 226 halt level to the upside. NBSC has to close over 210. Has to. It has to. If it's going to 3, if it's going to 4, if it's going to 5, it has to close over 210. I can't stress that enough. So we've got our key levels, and that's that. And we know that we've got our volume. I've got the BB volume indicator here. It's letting me know that we've got volume. Guys, you can see that right here. I've got the volume indicator. I've got major red indicator and a trend spotter all in one, all together. Which I actually don't want these in here. There we go. All right. So we're sitting back. We're waiting. I don't hear anything else in the scanners. NVAX was getting some love there, but NVAX is a large float, 80 million share float, so we'll see. NBSE is now testing our key level again at 210. We want to see it close over $2.10 and hold that level. If it can hold 210, we're looking for confirmation. Hold that level. 228 would be a target because 228 is our halt level. So it's right around our halt level there, and that's also a high. So we want to make sure we lock in profit before we get to that high. All right, coffee time. Guys, throw some tickers in chat. What else we got? What am I hearing on the scanners? Vine, V-I-N-E. Hearing V-I-N-E, cheapo. We've got a cheapo moving here, V-I-N-E. Let me check it out. Let me pull up the ICCT. So we get a small pop, but nothing crazy. Let's see what Vine's doing. I'm not sure about these levels. Let me verify these levels. Make sure that I actually have these levels correct. Yeah, so first thing I do, guys, is I pull up the chart, start marking key levels of interest, and I look for a clean close over one of those key levels. So Vine, it looks like I need to update this chart. Looks like it's been a little while since I've marked it. All right, well, I think that's pretty good. I've got some levels here. I don't know about the smaller time frame levels. Getting a really small pop here on Vine. Nothing much. Hearing NBSE still. So let me see what that one's doing. Pally, actually, we got an oversold alert. Let me see if that was in chat as well. It is. It's in our bounce watch channel. So at let's see, 1140. It's 1140. Yeah. So right here, starting to get a bounce watch on Pally here actually. So this is interesting because this is the first bounce watch I've seen today. Let me see if we get it on the 2-minute as well. like to see it on the 2-minute as well, but I got it on the 1-minute. We'll see what happens here. So Pally is starting to oversell a little bit. It might be worth watching for a possible bounce. We got our halt level sitting up here and our halt level sitting down here around 135. So Pally, it's got a lot of volume. It's got a bounce watch right here. We've got it in our chat. If you guys have the if you have the Discord, you'll see right here. Pally short watch, short bounce watch, says bounce watch alert. Be careful shorting here. So if you're shorting, it might be a good idea to lock in profit. If you're thinking about going long, maybe this is a good idea to possibly, again, put a stop down below, look for a small, 10-cent pop at most. This is a cheapo though. So maybe, we get 5-10 cents out of it and you'd be happy. At this point, 146, it's already popped up to 151. So anyone who's buying in this, this alert, then you're getting yourself a nice little bit of money. What was the price? 147 was the alert in our chat. And let's see, the low was 146 and it's now at 150. So nothing crazy, a little small pop there. We'll see what it does here. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll come back to this one in a minute. Let's see what NBSC is doing because it was testing our key level. Yeah, look at that. So, again, guys, confirmation is saving our butts, right? Let me click on this. Look at this. No close over the key level. We need it to close over. I can't trade it till it closes over. Set an alert. Just at that level, be ready. Now, I like to set the alerts below the level. We're watching this one now, so I'm not concerned. If the price was down here, I'd set the alert somewhere in here. It's close to it, so if I hear it on the scans, I know it's testing my key level, so we'll keep an eye on it. Vine got a random volume pop and then just died from there. Vine has to close and stay closed over. I would say 50 cents, but I mean, this is a cheapo as well with no volume, so interesting. NBSC and the scanner is making some noise. We can see that on our, we've got a couple different scanners. We've got the NBSC on our bullish momentum at 1143, which is right here in this candle, letting us know that there was some bullish momentum, there was some volume. It's not high volume yet. Typically, if we see that high volume, we'll see it in here as well. We've got breaking news in here. We've got high volume. Let's see. Scott, what volume indicator do I use? I use a custom built volume indicator myself. I build indicators. I'm kind of a half coder, a half coder. I'm not exactly a full coder. My son, he's a better coder than I am, so I typically lean on him. But I designed my own volume indicator so that you can see that the color of the candle is telling me the volume. So if you see the color of the candle, for me, this is how it works. If you see red and green candles, it's too low a volume for me to trade. I won't trade it. If you see yellow candles on my chart, then that is the very bare minimum that I need in the market session really to be trading, but I need to see the white candles. So if we're trading during the regular market session, white candles, I want to see a lot of volume. Really like to see, 150, 200,000 shares of volume preferred, but whether we get that or not, it's a different story. If we're trading in the pre-market session, I require a little bit less volume. So I'll typically look for the yellow candles. So if we're over here and I scroll over, you can see that we've got these yellow candles. Those would be enough for me to trade. So I use these color coded candles for my volume, and it makes it easy for me, Scott, because what I'm looking for is a clean close over one of these key levels, and I'm looking for that volume to be paired. So I set the colors of the candles based on the volume requirements. So again, if I go over to let's see, if I pull up our guide here, we've got volume requirements. So we've got volume requirements here. So very strict volume requirements in the pre-market as well as the regular market session. So I want to make sure I stick to my strategy. I don't want to veer off the path. So just set some limits for yourself. But for me, white candle, that's good to go. I want to see a white candle, very simple, white candle close over a white line. That'd be perfect. Or even a white candle over one of these purple lines. That'd be fine too. The red lines I don't typically trade around as much. Those are more resistance levels. So it depends on what you're looking to achieve. So the halt level to the downside around 185. Halt level to the upside would be around 224. No position for myself at this time. Yeah, Scott, I hear you. Yeah, we need volume. See, I'll tell you, a lot of traders would disagree with that. A lot of traders you'll see are trading, low volume type of setups. That's okay. But it's hard for me to believe that they're trading with large size, because if you're trading, if you're trading anywhere like, 5, 10, 15,000 shares at a time or more, you're going to need that volume. If you're looking at a candle and only has 5,000 shares traded on it, how are you going to get filled in 5, 10,000 shares, right? It just doesn't make sense. So I'll tell you what, the number one thing that we need is volume as day traders. Look, the halt level's moving up. NBSC is getting a pop. Will it be a false break? Is this going to be a false break candle, or will it close over the 210? Ooh, the suspense is killing me. We'll see. Let's drink some coffee. We've got 30 seconds left before we find out. If you guys take a look at the, let's see, I'll move these over a little bit. If you take a look at the side here, the countdown on the ticker, 20 seconds. We've got 19 seconds. So don't want to get stuck in a false break looking for clean closes. It's got to close over clean. Want to see a close over that predetermined 210 level to hold that level. Target would be 228 and 233. I'm not in this one. No position for myself at this time. All right, here we go. Closed over. Has to hold 210. This is not a plus. It's already weakened from being tested over here. Target would be 228. Halt level is around 228. That's why the halt level would be there. That's why the target would be there just below. So say even 225 would be a nice target. We start to dip below 210. That's it. Boom. We're out. That's it. No position for myself. Not going to take this trade for now. Let's see. Stop loss area should be right down here somewhere. I'm telling you. Hard stops recommended. This is market hours. This is not a plus. Target would be 225 area. There's 220. There's 222. There's 223. Who's taking profit? Who's getting profit on that 1 minute pop? We're talking seconds after getting into a trade like that. And as you can see, it tested down below. So it gives you that tight entry. So if you're down here, rise it up there, you got 5%, guys. If you're buying that, that's a possible 5% move. Now, it's hard to get filled on top and bottom, but check that out. Isn't that cool? Now, again, guys, same idea remains the same. It has to hold this level. If we start to dip below this level, that's it. It's gone. We just cut it, right? Alt levels up here. Look at that. There's your 225, just about 223. Who's taking profit? Who's getting some green on this trade? Come on, guys. Let me see it. Closed over 210. That's what we've been yapping about. That's what I've been yapping about this whole time. Closed over the 210. Held the 210 level, offering a tight entry right down here. 225 would be a target. On this candle, we hit 224. Who is in the green? Check it out. Isn't that cool? Now, we know this is weak, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to lock in some profit. You know, that failed over here before. Halt level's moving up a little bit. Take a look at that. Halt level's moving up at 232, right below our key level. Halt level down here, and this would be our stop loss area, right? And as it's continuing up, maybe you can move that stop loss, help mitigate risk a little bit, right? So it's got to hold that 210 level. Target would be a total of 233. Halt level just moved up again. Look at that. Halt level's now at 198. Halt levels up here at 239 at a key level. So target would be 233. 225 would be a good idea to lock in some profit. There's 223. 224. Guess what? You just hit your target. That's a penny off. Take some profit. Lock it in. All right. 233, main goal here. 230 is the 10-cent level. 230, 233. We start to come under 210. Boom. We bail. There's 225. There's 226. Targets hit. So if you're in, take some profit. Lock it in, right? You can always hold yourself a lotto in case you feel there's going to be continuation. If you really feel it's going to continue, hold on to a small lotto. Look at that, guys. Look at that move. Tell me that's not beautiful. Boom. We had a level at, guess what? 233. We hit a high at, guess what? 233. Lock in the profit. That is a clean confirmation. Been yapping about it this whole time. Close above the 210. That's what we want to see. And guess what? We just got it. That was absolutely beautiful. Who took it? Who's in chat? Guys, if you're in chat and you're listening right now and you saw that happen, let me see a thumbs up in the chat. Let me see some thumbs up. I want to see them. I want to see who's in chat, who's listening in, who's following along. And I want to see if you guys have any questions. Let's see them. Throw some questions in the chat. And I'm in the YouTube chat, by the way. So not the Benzinga chat. I don't have it up. Let me see. I'm not sure. Where do I have Benzinga? Do I have it behind here? No. It's the wrong thing here. Gustavo, I see you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the thumbs up, my friend. Did you see that, Gustavo? Look at the knife we're seeing here. Look at the knife we're seeing here. Look at this. We're stopped out. Anybody who's holding a lot of, boom, you're stopped out, right? We hit our target of 233. Why did it reject there? Do you see that? Right? We see that, right? It's just, I mean, does it get any better than that? I mean, honestly, does it get any better than that? It's just perfect. It really is. Karma, I see you. Karma, I appreciate you throwing in some tickers and chatting in the YouTube chat as well. Really appreciate that. Awesome, Gustavo. It's my pleasure, man. It's, you know, it's nice when they work out. They don't all work out. That's, you know, it's the truth. They don't all work out like that. I tell you. And that's the fact about it, guys. You know, there is absolutely no strategy that works 100% of the time. But the fact of the matter is, if you're, you know, focused in on a strategy that is designed to help mitigate risk, as this low float strategy is, then you're going to have an edge in the market, right? We have an edge. We have the 5 major reds we're looking to avoid. We know exactly how to find that support and resistance. So you guys have access to exactly the same information I have. If I'm marking, that's my job in the morning. A lot of times in the morning, that's what I'm doing. Stocks hit our scanners. First thing I do is get prepared. Preparation is key to success, right? Mark that chart. Mark that chart. So we mark the chart, we find the resistance, and we look for a clean close over one of those key resistance levels, as that is our rule to the strategy, right? We come on down here. We're looking for low float stocks. We want the rules to the strategy right here. Break of resistance then becomes support, right? We want to see a 1-minute candle close over that level. Candle close will tell us the strength of the candle. So with that being said, if the candle close is what tells us the strength, then we look at this chart. We wouldn't take this trade, right? Let me turn this off for a minute. We wouldn't take this red breakout. We wouldn't take this green test, and we wouldn't take this red breakout. What we would take is, again, this green breakout, this test, and hit this target. And of course, we'd be scaling out on the way up to take profit and protect ourselves. Scott, appreciate the thumbs up. Appreciate your time. You see that, Scott? Wasn't that beautiful? Isn't that nice? You know, and like I said, you know, sometimes this is just trader talk. I'm in here just yapping, right? And I'm not trading it. Truth is, I'm not in the stock right now. So, of course, you know, when you're trading it, it's a little bit different. But I'll tell you, you can really eliminate the emotions in the trade if you stick to a strategy and a system. And what we're doing here is so systematic. Same with this MRIN from earlier. We were going over it. Closed above its levels. Held, right? Good. We're good to go. Well, guess what? All of a sudden, it closed below its key level. This is our signal. It's now bearish until it closes over 78 cents. Right click, add alert, create, boom, we're done. We don't have to watch this stock anymore. Forget it. Look away. I'm going to look away because you know why? If I was sitting here just waiting for a reversal or something, well, guess what? It just continued to fade off. So set your alert, move on, right? Move on. So we don't have to sit there watching the same stock all day long. Halt levels down here, halt levels up here. We've got 190 halt level in NBSE, halt levels up here. And look at this. Close back above, close below is bearish. Now, here's the thing, guys. Here's a very interesting fact about the strategy. We've already filled the gap. We have already filled the gap. If we already filled the gap, then what that tells me is that the probability of filling this gap again is going to be less likely. So we have already filled this gap. So if I'm a gap trader and a breakout trader and a confirmation trader, well, guess what? I'm looking for continuation. The only way I can find continuation is if we close above the levels we have not closed above yet. That level would be 233 and 239. And of course, round that up to the 240. So now at this point, NBSE, looking for some bullish momentum, looking for a possible continuation type of trade, looking for momentum and looking for a breakout. Well, it has to close over 233 as we've already filled the gap to that level, and 239. And then we'd be looking at targets above 259, 269, 275, $3, which is the mental test, 301, 305, 313. You guys get it. We've got levels marked all the way up the chart. So we have this level, and that's what I do in the first thing in the morning. So if you're in our Discord, first thing I do in the morning, come in here. I say hi to everyone. Good morning. I get into this Mark Charts channel and I start adding charts. And we have these charts. We've got Pally over here early this morning. Pally was updated at 8:47 a.m. We've got Curve in here. ICCT was in here early this morning, 8:27 a.m. Hoth was in here, HOTH, APLT. So you can see that I mark a lot of charts, and some of these charts don't really pan out to even be, tradable, right? But some of them do. We had MRIN here at 7 o'clock this morning. So we've had a lot of names come across. Look, here's NBSE. Guess what? Look at that. NBSE added this morning, let's see, 6:57 a.m. Eastern time. So before 7 o'clock this morning, NBSE was the first chart added into there. So 170 was the key level it needed to close over. 170. We had key levels all the way up this chart. 259, 269, 239. Look at that. 233, 239. Well before this move ever even occurred. Right? Well before it ever happened. And we can see if I pull the chart up. Let's see. All the way down here. 169 was the key level. So we had over here 169 was the key level, right? So we come in here and guess what? Look at that. 169 closed over, continued up through, hit targets above, all the way up to our key level. Well before this move ever happened, we were well aware that 233 should provide some resistance. Now look at this. Over here, we had a short watch. We had a reason to believe that there may be some pressure. What was the pressure over here? I don't see any short watch. I don't see a bullish vertical trend. I don't see anything. What this was confirmation. Clean close at a key level and hit that resistance, 233. That's a target hit. NBSE now making some noise again. And this is really the one to watch because if you pull up the bullish momentum scanner that we have, NBSE, right? NBSE, go down. What do we have here? So we're not, looking at every stock under the sun. We're not looking at a bunch of BS. We're focused on the stock that matters, and that is NBSE. And same thing if I go to our high of day scanner that we have here in Discord. Let's see. NBSE 231. Look at this, 1150. So 231. Scroll on down. What do we see here? NBSE. From 1108, $1.46. all the way up to 231, almost $1 move. And do you see any other names on this list? Look at that. No other names. There's Pally from down below from before this move ever happened. From 1108, we knew what stock to be watching. NBSE is going to offer us the greatest potential for that breakout we're looking for. And it did. It did. It closed over, held, hit its target. Nice move. Closed over here, hit it up here. And this was close to the halt level, I believe. So lock in some profit and run for the hills, right? So let me check the chat. What's going on in the YouTube chat, guys? You got any tickers you want me to go over? I'll be shutting it down here shortly before I lose my voice. Yapping. Trader talk session here with you guys. Appreciate your time. Appreciate everyone's effort. Awesome, Karma. It's my pleasure, man. I'm happy to help. Happy to help. You can see NBSE now closed above. Same idea. It's got to hold this level, but the probability is less likely. So if I were to get into this trade, I would reduce my size even more than I typically would because I know for a fact this is not a plus. This is a gap that's already been filled. So probability of the gap filling is less likely. So I don't want to trade this level aggressive. I'd like to trade these levels up here. But that being said, if we're going to get up here and we're going to get that continuation, then we have to close above this resistance and hold. So we have to hold above 210. So despite it filling already and despite it being a lesser quality type of trade, it's still what we need to see. We still need to see a close over 210 and hold for it to continue. But guys, I think I'm going to be shutting it down. I don't see any tickers left in chat. I think that we covered a few of these. We've had a handful of moves here happen, which is great. This is why I wanted to do it live. This was the bounce watch on Pally, P-A-L-I. We got that in our chat. So if you guys come to our chat and you scroll up, you'll see, or excuse me, maybe it's in the thing. Yeah, here it is. It's in the bounce watch channel. Look at Pally, 147. Be careful shorting here. This is a bounce watch alert at $1.47. Let's see what it was. $1.46 was the low. It bumped up to $1.58. There's your 10-cent move. 10 cents on a cheapo equates to a nice little percentage gain. So looking at that, it's about 7-8%. Nice move on Pally. So for anyone who took that move over 10 cents there. So guys, thank you for spending some time with me. Thank you for joining in this Trader Talk session. I want to have more of these live Trader Talk sessions, especially during the live market hours. That way we can actually go over some of these charts real time. So that way you can see that this is not a bunch of BS. And I just want to let you know that, there's a lot of BS out there. It's just the fact of the matter. It's just there's a lot of BS out there. You'll see that this over time is not BS. This is a successful strategy that continuously provides results without giving us a major headache. Now, it takes a little while to learn. I came up with a strategy. It took me a while to even trust my own strategy, and that's huge. So I would not expect anyone to trust my strategy right off the bat. So take your time, focus on consistency first before you ever even worry about size. I would recommend trading in a sim account. Just keep in mind, in a sim account, you won't have the emotions that you typically will with larger size. So once you start trading larger size with real money, it's going to be a different ball game, 100%. So you got to be prepared for that. So I would recommend, like I said, you have no business trading real size until you establish consistency. Let me be the first one to tell you that if you haven't heard it yet before. You have no business trading any real size unless you establish consistency first. This is a long race here. We're not all here just to get rich quick. This isn't a scheme. This is my career. I love it. I absolutely love it. The idea here is to provide financial freedom for myself and my family so I can spend more time with them. And that's exactly what I do. And I'm proud to be able to share what's helped me in the past with others as well. So guys, I think that's it. I think we've covered, everything moving. I don't hear anything else on the scanners right now. We've got our gap up list here. NBSE's number one, Pally, NVAX. These are a gap up list to keep an eye on for possible moves. We've got a few of these low float names right here. Pally and NBSE would be at the top of the list with those low floats. If we look at the volume leaders of the day, volume leaders we've got over here, we've got low float leaders, Pally, NBSE, ICCT, 111 million shares traded on Pally today. That's why this type of alert will work. That's why this works. It is a cheapo, so it's less likely, but the fact is we have so much volume that algorithms are going to take advantage of a small bounce like that as well, because you can get in and out with a decent amount of shares and get yourself a nice little profit on that trade. So guys, I appreciate your time. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, a wonderful trade week. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. We've got a couple more days to the end of the week. We've got, let's see, we had a short week this week. Monday was off. So appreciate your time. I hope everyone has a great day. And I will see you in the chats. I'll be in Benzinga's chat. I'll be in my Discord chat. And I'll be yapping as usual every morning. Live from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Live trading in voice chat. Guys, appreciate your time. Have a great day. Thanks.